Namaste, angels. This will be the weekly love reading for the period of today, January 7th, through next Saturday, January 13th. I'm going to begin with these. I never know what I'm doing until I'm doing it. I'm starting with dark male, and when I shuffled this deck, I got to tell you, I began with dark male, and then the first card to come up opposite him was like true love. It was something very, very positive. And, followed by a couple of those. And then all of a sudden that triangle, and it just like went downhill from there. It was like telling its own story already before I even shuffled. So there may be the appearance of that love triangle issue this week for some. Opening opposite the dark male to the young male. For some of us, they are the same person. The dark male in this deck is the divine masculine of the light, of course, for me. Young male and passion, which brings up for me a lot of like energy of fire signs, the fire element, because passions burn. As far as I'm concerned. Then there's all this red and stuff here too. It could be an indication of the young male following his passions this week as it relates to love. And here's this one, the other part of the triangle, the brunette female. So that karmic energy opposite the young male. And that reminds me, one of the cards that came up after the triangle was like the friendship, like a toxic relationship of his. That friendship card with the person that's wearing the wedding band on the pointer finger, that came up. Brunette female and destiny. Brunette female, passion. Passion. On that note, I'll cut. So I didn't go over what was going on this week in the general reading. Oh, look, you see how he's standing up? The dark male is back. He's not the first card. So this card is, magically standing up in the middle. And look what's here, control. So I think that's that brunette female and the karmic energy that is like restraining him. And it can be himself too, holding him back, standing in his own way. Different people have different things going on. But like I was saying, I went over at length what, as far as astronomy and astrology, and even the spiritual energy, the theology, what's going on this week in the general reading, as I always do, but just to quickly run over it. So in case we see something here, I went back to the first. The first, of course, was the full moon in Cancer for those of us that are not in Europe or Asia. For those of us who are, the full moon in Cancer was on the 2nd. Also on the 1st was the solemnity of Mary. And it was an 11:11. So a very high energy day. It was 1111 for the year. The 2nd, in addition to being the full moon in Cancer for those of us in Europe and Asia, was also the day that Uranus went direct after a very, very long time. It seems like that Uranus has been in retrograde forever. So it went direct. And the 3rd was the feast day of the Holy Name of Jesus. The 4th and 5th were nothing, as I recall. I'm sure that there was something going on as far as, daily astronomy and astrology, but nothing, huge that I recall. The 6th was the feast day that was yesterday, the feast day of the Epiphany, also known as Three Kings or Little Christmas. It's the day by which most of us take down our Christmas decorations if we plan on never taking them down. Today, the 7th, is the feast day of the baptism of Jesus. So I'm also trying to come up with some sort of promo that I will, when I do, I'll not only announce it on my Facebook page, I'll make a quick video or something to announce it on my YouTube channel as well. Whatever it is I'm doing with regard to Divine Light Cleanse, because I thought it might be cool for anybody who wanted to, you know, sort of use that methodology in cleansing themselves, to do so on the same day that we celebrate Jesus, like the, you know, the or a vibration of the divine masculine of all time, having done it himself, been baptized. Other stuff. Oh, the 7th also, Mars and Jupiter coming together in a very favorable conjunction, visibly for the first time this way since 1998. That's 20 years. So that's an 11 too. And this week, later in the week, I don't remember what day, you got to watch the general. There's also a favorable conjunction between Venus and Pluto. So we have our Gemini and Scorpio again, as well as other signs that are ruled by Venus, Libra, Taurus maybe, and Scorpio. Combinations. Very favorable. What else? The 16th, it's next week's reading, but it's close enough for me to mention it, is the new moon in Cancer. And the 17th is the first day of the month of Shevat in the Hebrew calendar. And it's the 11th month, so another 11, of the ecclesiastical year, counting from Nisan. All right. Oh, also, the sun enters Capricorn next week. I think I might be getting ahead of myself. There was some stuff. Venus enters Capricorn. So Venus will be there. Lilith will be there. That should be exciting. Or is Venus there already? Did I tell you guys that last week? Now I'm confusing myself. Okay, so that's enough of that. Getting back to this. This is why I should write stuff down. Control and this dark male standing up here. Let's get our overall energy. Overall energy is travel. And I think this is a sun rather than a moon, but it reminded me of the full moon in Cancer when I looked at it. In the tarot, the chariot represents the sign of Cancer, and it's all about movement and travel, modes of transportation. And the moon also rules, the actual moon also rules the sign of Cancer. And we just had, again, that full moon in Cancer. So that's what jumped out at me. But some of us could be traveling, literally traveling to see one another, visit one another. In other cases, this is where something had been stagnant and not moving. All of a sudden, there is movement in that area of your life. And since this is the love reading, it should pertain somehow to love. The divine couple. The recent past. The near future. Masculine's higher self. Blocks to the union. The feminine can do. The masculine can do. Further advice from the universe. And the outcome. Divine couple. Dating queen. Ooh, this continues, huh? Okay, so I told you last week and the week before that particularly on the side of the feminine, there had been some, I mean, the masculine, we know he's already had these toxic karmic relationships that have been ongoing and lengthy for many of us, and some of us all the way to marriage, you know, in some cases, right? He's actually married to the karmic partner. But the feminine, in recent weeks, becoming more and more popular. There's Raphael. He's like, you guys need healing. Becoming more and more popular with newcomers in a lot of cases. And for some people, it is like returned friends. And I have been talking to some of you who are like, you know, I usually don't feel like I'm going to entertain this at all, but something's different this time and I'm going to go out with him. He's getting louder. Something's different this time. I'm going to go out with him. And this is what's happening. The recent past maybe a past love return. Like I was saying, this is in part how you became the dating queen, or there was in this past love relationship between the divine masculine and feminine, there was some sort of break or breakup that has led to this. Near future, boom, dark male returns. He's like, I'm not playing that that game with you. Because he's here. His higher self is here. This is actually the first card to which I opened. What is that glow? Is that like Uriel or something? Can you guys see that? It's like there's a light here. There's no light here. There's no lamp here. But it's like this super illumination coming through. But this is the union card. Now you can see it. I have to like hold it in the dark. Wow. This is the first card to which I opened opposite the masculine actually. This is where his higher self is. So are you guys able to see the others? I wasn't paying attention maybe. And the divine couple is represented by dating queen. The recent past love. And I was explaining that there had been some breaks, perhaps, and breakups. But the near future is the return of this dark male, or the like activation, getting back in place. He's becoming one of these suitors because his head is here. And his higher self is here. What the feminine can do, work. So it's like enough play, get back to work, focus on repairing maybe the situation. The masculine can do, I'm kind of out of order here too. I guess I got all caught up in this and that tremendous light. Oh, so just like last week where he was guided to, and you see the light's gone now. I think that was Uriel. I can usually feel it and tell like who's here and what's happening, but I was just overwhelmed by light. That's all. I couldn't even see in here. I don't know if you guys saw the same effects that I could. So you might be saying like, what the heck is she talking about? I didn't see anything. All right. Anyway, just like last week, the masculine was guided to like just be in love, in that space of love and energy of love, and don't let anything get in the way of that. And he's being given the same guidance again, this time in the form of true love. Blocks to the union. Boom, twin flame. So what this is not really a block at all to the twin flame union, of course, or to the, to the quote unquote twin flame union, or to the divine union more appropriately, but it is a block to this. It is a block to this. Just like I said, the divine masculine returning to where these kind of situations exist, returning to say, okay, no more of this. That's the twin flame block to this. Of course, otherwise, it is no block. We have this, twin flame energy. We have the energy of true love, and we have the energy of union. Further advice from the universe. The goddess of love, the ice queen. Venus herself, right? Planet of love, planet of abundance, planet of popularity. So all of this is Venus, right? This is her, with people wanting to give her attention. This is her. This is her. This is her. So this is her week. And the outcome here. Same old stuff. People talking about, I guess, these, what happens here, where there are interesting scenarios. And other than that, you give them something to talk about. How about love, as the song goes? This is just, like the usual jealousy and things that are going to be coming up. But there was movement. So where there was nothing going on here, and the feminine decided to stray, all of a sudden there was movement. Perhaps even dating, because this is underneath there. And it's this card with the full moon. Maybe the full moon in Cancer sparked something, because that's what this card again said to me. This card said to me full moon in Cancer, and it's followed by this one, also upright. Maybe it sparked something. It set this in motion where there had been no movement. All of a sudden there's movement. The masculine saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's put a stop to this. I'm going to move in on this and bring this energy in. Bring this energy in. I'm going to be in this energy and take over that. And some people are going to have some stuff to say about that. In some cases, I'm feeling it'll be positive, actually. I mean, there is no positive, gossip card in this deck. But I'm feeling that in some cases, the talk is going to be, not everyone's going to be a hater, although unfortunately they exist and will be about. So let's see more directly from the Tony Carmine Solano, the masculine's feelings. Beginning with relationship, opposite the gateway. Gateway and opening to meditation. We've seen 4 blue cards already right out of the gate. So this could be an important color. Maybe there's a need to work on something with the crown chakra, perhaps. Earth energy, need to connect with Mother Nature, perhaps Venus in her capacity as the ruler of Taurus and getting involved with Earth, because we see here also a star. So that's air and earth together. This is her. A need to meditate and commune with nature. Meditation. Aw, moon tree. So again, on the heels of the Cancer full moon, this comes through. This is the energy of sacred marriage. Meditation and healing sounds, perhaps specifically this type of meditation that has to happen. But they're also showing me, it's the goddess of the moon. Surrender is necessary. I actually pulled out my Power of Surrender cards this week for some advice. And it's embrace. Now, this card has dual meanings. It is the coming together, of course, of the union into balance. But also, it's an individual coming into balance. The way that the author intended it is one individual's inner divine masculine and feminine coming together harmoniously. So it means that for us as well, but also it reflects what's happening between the couples. And the overall energy is physical body. And I do feel that this has to do this week, speaking of Uriel, all this yellow light. This is like him, like being bathed in the sun, bathed in fire, bathed in passion, moved by it even. The orange is Ariel. This is sacral chakra. This is solar plexus. These should be areas on which we may want to focus. But also I'm feeling that this has to do with the cleansing process also. This is the baptism. This is being born again in what drives us, what brings us joy, what burns our passion, what sets us aflame and gets us going. This is on what we should be working this week. The feminine about herself, the masculine as it relates to the feminine, himself, the union, overall, the outcome, what the masculine would have the feminine to do toward the union this week, what he himself is willing to do. And what the universe would have the two to do. And I was all out of order again. So not sure why. The divine feminine. Transience. So this is head to toe healing through which we're going. And actually, I think I'm starting with a card, something about, surrender to complete healing. This is what this is, complete healing. But when I use this Power of Surrender deck, again, for the advice, now something else is trying to take a leap and join us It's a card that says love, and it just exposed one that says self-esteem. I'll show you that in a second. I'm beginning with surrender to complete healing. Open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. So I just finished discussing a card that was called Physical Body, and we have that here. And now we have this card on the heels of it that it does represent overall healing. And so this is an important message for this week too. When I went to pick that up for you, this jumped off the top of the next deck. It is love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. So remember this as well this week. And that exposed self-esteem. I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. All about healing one's self. And the next card was also surrender after that. So that's also connected to what we're talking about here. The masculine with regard to the feminine, answered prayer. And a lot of this Aquarius or perhaps Uranus energy coming through. Also some Scorpio here. I'm feeling with this butterfly and then the blue and the white. It's the air and the water. But I do have the star here over this woman's throat chakra. This angel rather. So that is the Aquarius in particular of this air, Aquarius coming through. This could be connected to the Venus and Pluto conjunction. And what the masculine is feeling about the feminine this week, the answer to his prayers, right? The universe or God sending him this gift that is the feminine. About himself, message from afar. And a lot of fire energy coming through on this one too. I was thinking here also, like answering the call, communication, also very heavily coming out of this card, which would make sense, having to do with Uranus again and Aquarius, maybe electronic communication and things like that. Message from afar as well. This could be a part of that divine masculine, the dark male, and his return. Maybe the return is in the form of contact, and even telepathy. Between the two is electronic contact, because we are electric beings as well. And the union as a whole, celebration. Celebration is always it's extra special to me to see this card because I always connect it to the Pentecost. Like I can't help it. This dove is very Pentecostal to me. And that is the celebration of all celebrations. I mean, you know, that was the celebration of the raising from the dead of Jesus Christ and other saints, according to the scriptures. When I pull this card for us, that's the intensity that it brings. It's like a rebirth, being reborn, born again. And this also can be connected to the cleansing and today's feast rather, the baptism of Jesus. And perhaps the baptism of some of us, whatever mechanisms for cleansing yourself you're using, if any, sort of being reborn, and that is the celebration of the union there. Overall, reflection. So some time spent looking back from where we've come, looking around us. Where am I? Where do I want to go? And then you look forward toward the future. And this is about making plans. What the masculine would have the feminine do, it's the mystic. So it's more this very air and water sort of energy. And again, specifically Aquarius with the star over her third eye chakra. The need to pay attention to our intuition and perhaps to communicate, again, telepathically with one another, and to pay attention, like to be connected and open. Like don't block messages, because we have a tendency to like do that too. We reject them, and we might not realize it, but we do have a tendency to like reject messages and stuff. This is being answer the call of the message from afar is what the masculine would have the feminine do this week. And he himself, so just like the other spread, remaining in love, he's doing that again. And it's again with this very fiery energy. This might be Mars, because I did mention that Mars is the masculine planet of love. And he is very active this week. He also, again, comes into conjunction with Jupiter, which is another, it's not the red planet like Mars is, but it rules another fire sign, Sagittarius. So that can be what this is about too. What the masculine is willing to do this week is, again, willing to be in this energy of love. So he is on par and aligned with what the universe is asking of him, which is what we saw in the other spread. It's just like be in true love and remain in that energy of true love. He's doing it. But it comes with a lot of passion, a lot of fire. It's real. It's like from the core. This sort of, what moves him, again, with the travel, what his burning from the inside out love. What the universe would have the two to do, boom, sacred marriage, again, and the outcome. Trilogy of light, which is very much like the Trinity for me, and crossing celebration and this Pentecostal dove. It means something even more than that to me, especially since opposite that, what it's crossing is this answered prayer. So it's very, very spiritual, in addition to being something very real that comes from the inside all the way down, like, from burning from the inside, from the masculine. It's also very, very spiritual, the connection. And that's reflected a lot this week, and I can feel it. But this, the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and then both together trying to, get as close, nearer and dearer to the universe. Every day, every moment. That's what the healing is about. I'm going to use some tarot cards. It's 2:47 in the morning. So that's an 11:11 too. I'm just made to turn around and see that. I'm beginning with the 2 of spring to speak of 11s. And this is the 2 of wands, essentially, which is about beginning foundations as it relates to love, and specifically for a divine union reading. I mean, this is the divine union card of the tarot. Your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause have brought you great success. In fact, it may be in your best interest to get a partner to assist you in your endeavors, or to expand the number of people helping you. So this, for us this week, I think is encouraging, partnership, commitment. And there's another moon here in this picture as well. But we still got a 3, perhaps a party of 3 with the 3 of autumn. Your most satisfying and profitable relationship comes from following your passions. So there's that energy again, passion. Listening to your heart and doing what brings you joy. This is very important this week. Your life purpose is best fulfilled by allowing your talents and true self to shine forth out into the world. Two of spring and the 9 of summer. Now's the time when your dreams come true. Don't worry about how this will happen. Just give gratitude to God, or, the universe, whatever, in whatever it is you believe personally. Give gratitude for all that you have and all that is still to come. And of course, this case, this is like a 9/11 or another 11. The gratitude is with regard to what's coming in your love life. And perhaps specifically as it relates to divine union. And open to the Ace of Winter. Implementation of your brilliant new idea may be off to a rocky start, but keep going. The challenges will help you to refine your plan and to reshape your goals into something even better. The Ace of Winter is a card of victory. It can also indicate that, yes, we are victorious, but it was difficult getting here. I always think that the important part is that we're here now. So victory as it relates to divine unions, perhaps, and commitment and coming together, people coming together in partnership. Or planning to. Nice. It's the king of summer, who is warm-hearted, devoted, loving, and faithful. A trustworthy person or a relationship enters your life. You may receive wise and compassionate advice from someone who speaks directly from the heart. This king of summer can be a Cancer, like the Cancer full moon, perhaps a Pisces, or even a Scorpio, particularly with Pluto, again, coming together with Venus this week. Scorpio ruled by Pluto. Scorpio also ruled by Mars. I keep forgetting that, which comes into conjunction again today with Jupiter. However, the overall energy is the 5 of winter, which is like womp womp. Your current path isn't leading you toward the happiest possible outcome, so why not change it? Always maintain integrity and compassion, but be alert to hidden agendas of others. So this could be that gossip. Some of us may encounter that. The 5 of winter also for me tends to be like we did listen to something stupid, or we did, act on something when we weren't fully informed. We were presumptuous. It's like drama that we bring upon ourselves in a lot of cases. Like we had a hand in it. We could have avoided this. And we do have the opportunity to avoid it. Like you watch the reading, you see the 5 of winter is coming up and you like, okay, I have no intention of cooperating with that, and 5 of swords in myself. I'm not going to do it. And we avoid, if you are so inclined. Masculine, life experience, or the Tower. Important changes are coming into your life that will require you to take action. Don't hesitate to move in new directions you know are right for you. So regardless of what those gossipy people say. Surrounded by the Queen of Spring. Talented, brilliant, independent, and charming is the Queen of Spring. Don't underestimate your ability to manifest your dreams. You may have several priorities vying for your attention at once, but you can do it. The Queen of Spring is a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or perhaps she is Mars or Jupiter joining the party. She's also the divine feminine of the tarot. Masculine subconscious, it's the Queen of Winter. Venus herself has joined us. Experience, self-sufficient, brilliant, and funny is the Queen of Winter. She's also an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. All of your life experiences have prepared you for this moment of truth. It's time to declutter your home, clear away situations that aren't working for you anymore, and to disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. Whomever these people are in your life. And when I pick this up behind it, also upright, Justice. So more Venus. Just major arcana card Justice represents, yes, the planet Venus, which rules Libra and the sign of Libra. Fair and just decisions will be made after all the evidence is reviewed impartially. Have compassion for others and try to see all sides of a disagreement. So whatever this disagreement is, make sure that you're on the right side of it. And then you're going to have to, that's if you fall into it. If you manage to avoid it, like perhaps a Queen of Winter would, just go in a different direction, even better. But if not, then you are guided to disengage from those who helped to create it, to finally leave them alone. And that might be what the Tower is, because who knows who these people are in your life. It can be something, really serious, a family member, a mate, or something that you'd be guided to leave alone. Especially with major arcana card Justice coming up, it could be a divorce or something, or like a major break, it could be some sort of legal issue or something. Feminine, the Princess of Winter, or the Page, tends to represent the sign of Gemini for me, but can be Aquarius, Libra, or anybody taking on these traits or attributes. Can also have something to do with delays, mirroring the Queen of Winter. I'd say this is a Gemini. And again, perhaps maybe the Venus and Pluto connection this week, perhaps. This is an intellectual challenge that calls upon your ability to think of a matching solution. If helpful information is put to you bluntly, accept the message without being bothered by the messenger. The Princess of Winter is logical, truthful, curious, and undiplomatic. She will just drop the truth bomb right on you. The Feminine is surrounded by the World. So we've got the Tower and the World. Both, in both cases, it's the universe helping to ease you out of a situation. Yes, many people think the world is just completely awesome. It's, oh, the world is at your feet. The world is your oyster. The world, blah, 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 blah. That's not how I feel about it. To me, it's very tower-like, except for it tends to be slower, right? The universe is easing you out of a situation. You should have left this situation a long time ago. You were delayed for whatever reason, or you delayed. You didn't act when you had the opportunity. The universe is saying, I'm going to help you act now because this has to end, whatever it is, a job, a relationship, something that is blocking you. Congratulations on successfully accomplishing what you set out to do. You made it through the challenges and incorporated the lessons life offered you with grace and courage. So the World, again, is very much like the Tower, except the Tower is abrupt. All of a sudden, boom, something happens, and it's good or it's bad, because the Tower tends to be neutral. It can go either way, and your life has changed. This one is your life is changing, and again, you might feel it's good or it's bad. Ultimately, in both cases, it's good, because we get pulled out of something at the time. The change, change can be difficult for us. Change can be scary, all that kind of stuff. But when we move into the next energy, we go, oh, now I understand why that happened. Now I understand why, my boyfriend had to leave me, or my wife had to leave me, or I had to get fired from that job so that this could happen afterwards. It's that type of thing. Oh, we got the couple at the table. It's the King of Spring in the feminine subconscious. Now's your moment to step up to a leadership role. Don't back away from the spotlight, as your plans will be successful as long as you stay focused upon the big picture. The King of Spring is inspiring, dramatic, ambitious, and wise. Also a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, and again can be Mars or Jupiter, not unlike the Queen. So we have a divine couple here at the table. We have the Two of Spring, with which we started. Now they're here represented this way, and more moon as well in both pictures. So both are guided to surrender. Crowning. The Six of Winter. This is more movement and or travel. The challenging times are coming to an end, and you can now breathe a sigh of relief. Let go of the past and embrace the happier times ahead. Some of us will be going it alone. Again, I felt like perhaps breakups or something here with the masculine, and now tying it into that first spread, or the first spread where the block was twin flame. Yeah, he can't go on any further in this other relationship. And it causes some sort of abrupt end because, yeah, twin flame. Whether he wants to continue that or not, like his soul won't allow him and the universe won't allow him to anymore. It steps in with the Tower. And the Queen of Winter, who cuts away what no longer serves her. And the result is Nine of Autumn, which is a very I'm single and unpartnered kind of card as it relates to love. Your success has brought you financial security and the reward of much deserved time off to enjoy your own company. You may suddenly have a brilliant idea for a business or self-employment opportunity that will be very successful. As it relates to couples, we're reading for a couple, and the Nine of Autumn or Pentacles shows up. It does signify positivity. It's not a bad card to get for a couple either. At the heart of the matter, The Prince of Autumn, and this certainly isn't. Trustworthy, dedicated, protective, and funny. Crossing the Princess of Winter, this is probably why there was a delay. There was something very slow moving about this energy before. But again, now it picks up with the Six of Winter and travel. Now it picks up. All of a sudden there's movement. Wands cards are about movement too. But the Prince of Autumn, he can be slow moving. He's, you know, slow and steady wins the race is his like philosophy. Trustworthy, dedicated, protective, and funny is the Prince of Autumn. He's a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. It's important to make a detailed plan before starting any new endeavor. Once you have that plan in place, then you can take immediate action and get as much accomplished as possible. Let's get a better understanding as to what these mean or what they may represent or who they may represent in our lives, beginning with true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. And opening to finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. True love. And flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Flirt. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Make the effort. And new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. The overall energy is very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Atop the tower. What did I just say? Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. For many, this is a breakup. Or, you know, the end of some sort of relationship. Maybe a friendship, a friend that was blocking, a family member. You're cutting ties. This is pulling away. Look, atop the Queen of Spring, she may represent a toxic relationship for you. Maybe it's with a fire sign, or perhaps this is you taking on the energy of a fire sign and again going after your passions instead of what is holding you back, what is restricting you, with whom you have drama. Five of Air, you're getting away from them. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. We have this sitting here under free yourself. So there is persons, places, things, maybe combinations of those upon which you have a toxic relationship or dependency, or they have one upon you, vice versa, or both, and you need to pull yourself away from this. Atop the Queen of Winter. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. You may think you ruined things with the Queen of Winter. Perhaps she is actually an air sign while you were, you know, there. Or you may be thinking, well, if I cut these people off, like then what? Where am I? And, you know, where do I go from there? That could be why reflection popped up before too. But positive thinking and faith is what's going to bring you romance. We manifest, our thoughts become our reality, basically. Feminine, atop the Princess of Winter, or the Page of Air, or Swords, let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. Atop the World, children. Your love life is being affected by children. For some of the feminine, this can have something to do with a relationship, perhaps with the child's father, if it's actual children, or if it's like the birth of something new, because I'm hearing that also, that had been blocked, like you were afraid to go towards something new. you were holding on to something old, the universe, again, is going to be helping you to leave that old thing behind so that you can have this new start. Atop the King of Spring, maybe that's with whom you're going to have it. The King of Spring, which could be representing the divine masculine. That's what the King of Spring is. Or maybe an actual fire sign. This is the romance of a lifetime. And we do have the King of Spring, which again can be a fire sign. Not only a fire sign, though, perhaps a Scorpio ruled by Mars. Very active this week. Associated with Venus as the, true divine feminine, not of the tarot, but of real life, represented by the Queen of Winter. We have these mirroring one another. Atop the Six of Winter, you want to move toward something more peaceful, calmer, stiller waters. You got to make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Atop the Nine of Autumn, you don't have to go it alone. You could, but you don't have to. You could let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. And atop the Prince of Autumn, healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents, but not only your parents. That could be with whom you have the codependent relationship and from whom you need to free yourself. Maybe it's your parent that had their nose in your business. Maybe you are the parent, and that's why children is coming into play. Again, it's the parent of or the other parent of your child is with whom you have to heal the relationship, or break away from it, or whatever the case. Be the Queen of Swords and cut it off. And instead go after your passions, true love. In some cases, you could let your friends help you. Maybe you need somebody to stay with when you leave your home. Right? The Tower can represent an actual home. Maybe you have to leave your home. Where am I going? What do I do? How do I get out of this? Let me go stay with a friend. Or your friend has a room to rent to you or something like that. You'll be staying on your own. You'll be single. Let your friends help you. Or this could be the angels like it is for me. That's who my friends are, and that's who helps me. I ask them for help and support, whatever it is I need, and I manifest it by being positive and optimistic about my life. That's how I bring it in. The next card is not upright, but I want to look for one. Here's one for let go of control issues. And allow, if you can allow this to happen naturally, that'd be really awesome. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Let it do so, right? Just surrender and stop trying to remain in situations that you no longer belong in, or to force other situations that you want. I was looking to see if there was anything else to clarify. This should be here. This should be ours. And lastly, I do have these other two decks here that I want to work with. So this is it's called the Journey of Love. It's just an oracle deck. And I was beginning with love, but now somehow I'm beginning with humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. Oh, isn't that funny? Now I'm opening to love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. humor. And envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Also showing me happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Happiness and friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason, and they leave for a reason too. Like sometimes their time is up. We don't get to take everybody with us, like for good, and vice versa. Everybody doesn't get to have us in their life either. You know, for somebody else, we're the person that has to be cut off, and that's just the way life goes. Some people are only meant to be in our lives for a season, as they say. Coming to adversity. I accept the challenges are the best way to learn. The overall energy is purpose, but they wanted to show me that love is back. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. The overall energy is purpose. I know what I am here to do. And the power of surrender cards, beginning with surrender to complete healing. Open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. And surrender to passion. How awesome is that when we've been having this burning passion, it's fire element all throughout the reading. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Wow. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. I'm so glad we saw this. Surrender to passion. Surrender your attachment to results. That's this. That's what this is talking about here. So that's particularly the feminine as far as I'm concerned. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen. Then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. Surrender to attachment. Surrender your attachment to results. And lastly, surrender to receiving support and love. Allow the love and support of others in rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. Surrender the attachment to results. Surrender to your full power. And look, more fire element. This is Leo. This is Sagittarius with this Archer-like person here. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. And the overall energy is surrender resentments. Holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward toward positive situations in your life. Masculine, you're further. Boom. Seriously, boom. Every week recently, I've been saying they're going to keep hitting you over the head with this, masculine, until you get away from these people that are not meant for you. These people, these situations. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. Surrender to setting limits. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs, and remember that no is a complete sentence. Masculine, you got to be careful of envy. And no, I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. And that's okay. Feminine, discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Like, I don't need necessarily to rely on my child's other parent. That came through. I don't have to take whatever it is they want to do to me just for their help. That's these two coming through together. Setting limits. There's a no. There's a no that can be given to your child's father or mother. And you can still accomplish whatever it is you need to, all by yourself. Whatever you set your mind to. You don't necessarily need, it's nice to have cooperation, in co-parenting. But if you don't, I mean, we don't always get what we want or what's fair. Masculine, past life. We saw this in the other spread, right? It showed up in the form of past love. So again, you have a karmic issue through which you are moving, and you're being given another chance to work your way out of it before the tower. If you don't, then the tower. Feminine, we're seeking something similar, or our soul is at least. And I think we saw that here. So freedom is our objective. Masculine, you will bounce back from this and rise like the phoenix. Again, being reborn. And I think that's really, just it's even more meaningful this week and even today. Again, with this being the feast day of the celebration of the baptism of Jesus. That's a rebirth, and that's what's happening to you. So we're leaving that darkness and negativity below. We're rising above it all here, like a phoenix. Feminine. We're having a rebirth of our own. Okay, new beginnings, new starts. We just erase it and begin again, right? Or rip up that paper, throw it in the garbage, and begin again. Masculine, keep going, keep pushing. This is about perseverance. You've worked hard, and what you've created is impressive and worthy of protecting. Annoying challenges, okay, they're going to occur. They may pop up, but don't worry. You'll get through them just as you have in the past. Feminine, the 10 of autumn. Contentment comes from knowing that your finances are secure and your family material needs are taken care of. It's important to honor traditions and to have pride in your heritage and the accomplishments of your ancestors. Some of us may be inheriting something. The 10 of autumn can represent not only money coming, but in a lump sum. As it relates to love, it's about, happy relationships that have longevity, that thrive. And this is what we have to look forward to. And lastly, deception for the masculine who's kidding himself if he thinks that he can force this through fear or pressure or anything, pull you this way. I'm just saying you can't be this way. This is not going to work. And we keep seeing it and seeing it and seeing it. You'll come over here or you won't, as you will. But you've got to do something about this. Because you're not kidding anybody. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. And I say it is you. And lastly, feminine. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. So this takes us a full circle back to the first spread with what can the feminine do? Work on the situation. I hope that you guys find this helpful and that you enjoy it. Namaste, angels. Oh, wait. Dice. I didn't do dice. They just stared me in the face. Let me begin with sex. We'll close on this. Buy shoes. And forget it. Spirit says cocktail. It's 50-50, so something can go either way, and I don't think it matters which way it does. Like, whatever you feel to do, go with that. As you should always anyway. And get a massage. That may help you to decide. Namaste, angels.